And welcome, fellow citizens of the world. This is the Schilling Show, and this is where the news is made. Rob S. at WINA.com. I get fantastic emails. Thank you so much for the comments on yesterday's show. We're going to get into a little bit of a follow-up on that. I appreciate it. Anything you have to say to me, you can send it to me in email, robs at WINA.com. Don't forget the 24-hour voicemail line. We played a couple calls yesterday, 220-2349. You know, anytime, 24 hours a day, you are welcome to leave us a message. We may even use your comments in the air, but I do love to keep in touch with the audience. Yes, indeed, we're broadcasting live today from the Democratic Socialist Republic of Charlottesville. And before we begin today, I want to advise you of something. I want to let you know that the news media is corrupt. Yes, please read your sources with a careful and discerning eye. Listen, please, with a skeptical ear. Do not believe everything you read. Do not believe everything you hear, even on this very station. The forces of evil are at work through the media, as has been evident to me in the past 24 hours, and you would do well to be aware of it. So I just give you that warning as we go into today's show. I'm not going to divulge further details, but I think if you read the Daily Progress and listened to the news today, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. There are a couple things that I want to wrap up regarding yesterday's program. Number one, we talked about a State Board of Elections ruling regarding the campaign materials code, and we had a couple people who were confused with what I said on the air about it yesterday. So this is a press release from the State Board of Elections that was released today. I got it in my email box. It says the State Board met Tuesday, October 14th to clarify the interpretation of section of the code which states it is unlawful for any person to exhibit campaign materials within 40 feet of any entrance to a polling place. And I should say, when I lived in California, that was 200 feet to a polling place. Anyway, the release goes on. The board upheld the code and interpreted the phrase to mean no person shall display any material which advocates for or against a clearly identified candidate. Any person who does show or exhibit these materials will be asked to remove or cover it until they leave the prohibited area and polling place. This law has been in place for many years. Nothing in the policy prohibits any person from bringing campaign materials, but these materials cannot be exhibited within 40 feet of any entrance of any polling place. However, within the actual polling place itself, no voter, listen carefully, no voter will be able to influence a fellow voter for a particular candidate. And I do say bravo. I don't want to be bothered when I'm inside the polling place. I'm sorry. Voters can help speed up the election process by not wearing or bringing any potential campaign materials inside the polls. For more information, if you want to check this out, go to www.sbe.virginia.gov and click on election laws, and you can read the policy there. So I hope that is at least as clear as mud. I guess if you had buttons or shirts and you wanted to wear them to go vote, just leave them in the car and put them on when you get out, and you'll be just fine. All right, it is 1:12 here on the Schilling Show. For the entire remainder of the hour today, Bill Redpath, Libertarian candidate for United States Senate in Virginia, will be with us right after this. All right, it is 1:17 here on the Schilling Show. 977-1070 is the phone number. Our guest for this hour is Libertarian candidate for United States Senate here in Virginia, Bill Redpath. You can check out his website at redpath2008.com. Bill, thank you so much for joining us here in studio. Charlottesville's not home to you. Where is home?
Leesburg.
Okay, so you have been on the road. I think you mentioned that you were with Bob Barr yesterday for a joint appearance.
In Newport News, and then I had to go back to Northern Virginia overnight and then down here. So when I was the Libertarian candidate for governor in 2001, in the last 5 weeks of the campaign, I drove 7,000 miles and I never left Virginia.
Wow.
And I'm in for a repeat. I think I've done 4,000 miles over the last 3 weeks.
Well, they call it retail politics, and having been formerly in the political world, I do appreciate people who take it seriously enough to be out and amongst people and talking to people and traveling. This is not the sort of thing that you do, at least seriously, from your living room or a computer, is it?
Absolutely.
Now, one of the things that brings you to town today is that you have an appearance that I'd like you to tell our audience about, if you would, please.
I'll be speaking at the University of Virginia tonight at 7 p.m., and the location will be Newcomb Hall in the South Meeting Room. There you go. Thank you. I had a little moment there where I wondered whether it was New South. No, South Meeting Room, Newcomb Hall, 7 p.m. UVA tonight.
And I would imagine this is free and open to the public.
Absolutely.